And how's everyone feeling today? Yeah, lots of thumbs up. Yay. Okay, a little bit of like up and down. Great. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, let out a sigh. And again, deep inhale. Sigh it out. One more. And close the eyes. Sitting towards the front of your chair with your feet on the ground. Letting the hands rest on the legs. Relaxing the tip of the tongue all the way down to the tailbone. And then scanning from the tailbone up the spine through the crown of the head. Just fully arriving in this space. So take a moment to acknowledge any effort that you may have taken in arriving here this morning. Noticing your environment around you, any smells, any sounds, any tastes in the mouth. Anything you might be aware of. And notice your natural breath. Notice if it's shallow or deep, if it feels slow or fast. And begin to contract the back of the throat just enough so that as you breathe, you can hear your breath sounding like the ocean. And as you do this, you're welcome to deepen your breath. Begin to imagine that your inhale is rising, breath and energy rising up the spine. And as you exhale, the breath and energy washes down the spine. Keeping this awareness and this breath as you bring the palms together at the heart. And setting an intention for this practice today. And we'll send these intentions out with the sound of Om. You can just listen or you can join in with me. Let's exhale all the way out. And inhale for Om. Come right back into your breath. Bring the hands to the knees. And very slightly begin to rock towards the front of your sitting bones as you inhale. And then lean back towards the back of your sitting bones on your exhale. Beautiful, nice and easy. And begin to circle the body, circling the whole belly around. Massaging all of these internal organs. And reverse the direction. And the next time that you come forward, reach the heart forward. Sorry, excuse me. And then start to lay the belly down towards the legs. Good. And eventually you'll be in a half fold. And then when you're ready, the hands can either stay on the knees or they can glide down the legs all the way to the feet. Let your head hang. And keep your breath. In this forward fold, notice how your breath and your prana is able to circulate in new places, maybe in the low back, maybe in the sitting bones. And then rolling up like a rag doll, one vertebrae at a time, using the strength of your navel. Come all the way up to seated. When you get to the top, glide the shoulders up towards the ears and then back and down. Big circles. Inhaling as they come up and back. Exhale as they come down. Good. And start to reach your right arm forward and up. And then reach it back and down. Like your whole body will turn a little bit to the right. And then other arm reaches forward and up. Turning to the left, reach it back and down. And keep going like you're doing a big backstroke. And the chair will be a little bit in the way. That's okay. So as one arm comes up, it's like you're opening this lung, this side of the ribs, and you're lubricating the shoulder joint. Good, and then just go a little bit more smoothly, like it's all one movement. And maybe the creaking in the shoulders will have released a little bit. Good, and reach both arms up. Interlace the hands. Turn them inside out so the palms are facing up. Press down through your sitting bones as you stretch up. Let's inhale together. Exhale, keeping both sitting bones grounded as you lean to one side. Inhale to center. Exhale, other side. And keep going side to side a couple more times. Good. Both sitting bones stay grounded. Inhale to center. Exhale, release the arms out and down. Pausing with the hands facing forward. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up, stretching through the fingers. Exhale, out and down. Hugging that right knee in, lifting it up, drawing it in towards the body. See if you can sit a little taller as you hug this right knee in. Begin to roll the right ankle. Other way. Point the toes and flex. We'll point the toes as the knee is drawn in, opening the front of the ankle. And this is great for strengthening the lower leg. And then we'll flex as we reach it out, strengthening the back of the ankle. So this is our inhale. Exhale, draw it in, point the toes. Good. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, draw it in. Last one. Cross this right leg over your left, holding on to the knee with your left hand. Inhale, begin to reach your right arm towards the right and then towards the back. Not towards your back, but towards the back wall. Gazing over your right shoulder. On an exhale, begin to unwind. Lifting the knee so that the ankle comes onto your left leg. And you're holding your knee and your foot. And this might be enough right here. Just sit nice and tall. If you'd like to fold here, then allow your belly, your hips to start to hinge and your belly starts to come forward. Notice, can you send your breath into the hip area? On an inhale, if you're folded, go ahead and rise up. Holding the knee with your right hand, point through the toes and try to spread the toes a little bit. And begin to open the knee to the right as you reach your left arm to the left and then back. Gazing over that left shoulder. Engage your belly button a little bit, helping you to stay steady here. And inhale, unwinding and letting this right leg down. Take your hands to the hip and just sweep down the leg. Good. And then notice if your right leg feels at all different than your left. And there's no judgment. So it's totally fine if it does feel different, and it's totally fine if it doesn't. Let's sweep it up. Fingers stretching as you inhale, reach it up. Exhale, out and down, hugging the left knee in. Sitting a little taller as you hug this knee in. Begin to roll the left ankle. Same breath. Other way. And pointing, notice that strength and flexibility that's being created in the front of the ankle. And then flex, accessing the back. And you'll even feel this upper area below the knee engaging. Let's exhale, point the toes, hugging the knee in. Inhale, flex the foot as you reach it forward, fingers reaching forward. Exhale, draw it in, point the toes. Sit a little taller. Inhale. Exhale. And cross this left knee over the right. Holding onto the knee with your right hand. You can try to sit a tiny bit taller. Reach the left arm to the left and back, twisting. Send your breath into the twist. As we breathe in yoga, we're creating more life force energy. Life force energy is also known as prana. It rides the breath. On an exhale, begin to unwind. Holding on to the knee with your left hand, bring your right hand to the foot. You can always stay here too, with the legs crossed. Otherwise, your ankle is resting on top of your right knee. Sit up a little taller. If this feels like enough, stay here. If not, begin to hinge at the hips. Remember, your edge means that you're still comfortable. Finding your edge means that you're still comfortable. You can feel that spot where if you went any further, it would become uncomfortable. But you're still in the zone of comfort. And as you breathe, that zone of comfort might expand a little bit. This is such good practice in respecting the body, in respecting yourself. On an inhale, if you're folded, begin to rise up. Good. Hug that knee in one last time. And let it down. Bring your hands to the hip and just take a couple sweeps down the leg. Almost like a little massage right down. And rest. Noticing both legs. You can rest in any position. Notice both legs, both hips. Let's do an energy cleanser. So if you're folded, you can sit up. This is a little bit dynamic. So actually first, I kind of like to open the hands. So reach your left hand forward and draw your pinky back with your right fingers and draw the rest of your fingers forward. And then do the ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, thumb. Other hand, pinky first. Ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, thumb. Good, and roll the wrists out. Other way. Take a couple of these where you get into each joint, lion claws. Good, and then shake those wrists out. Shake the hands out, shaking through all the fingers. Good, now let the palms face up and just notice from the wrists through the hands and fingertips. And we're going to inhale and spread the fingers. And then exhale, we'll make fists, draw the elbows back. And it will feel like a swing. So we might take a second to inhale and a second to exhale. The inhale and the exhale are exactly the same length. So there's a tendency to have a longer inhale and a short exhale, but let's try to keep them the same length. Ready? Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good, keep going. In and out through the nose. Little faster. Begin to reach up a little bit. Cleansing the lungs. And let's double time it. Slow it down. Last one. Inhale, reach it up. Suspend your breath. Lift Mula Bandha, your pelvic floor. Exhale, charging your space. Reach the arms and fingers out and down as if you are expanding and strengthening your aura. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach it up. Hold your breath, lift the pelvic floor. Like you're inviting energy to rise up the spine through the hands. Exhale, nice and slow. Begin to open those arms like you're charging your space, making your aura brighter and stronger. And let's come up to standing. Let the seat of the chair face you. And then your feet can be about hip width apart. You're just standing in front of the chair. And spread your toes, or just imagine spreading your toes. Your knees are soft, so they're not locked, and they're also not bent, but they're supple. And this helps us to maintain balance. So one thing that really can affect balance is when we lock our knees when we stand. So let them be soft. It makes the rest of the legs continue to gain strength because they have to work a little bit. Honoring the moon today, let's have the palms be together. When the palms are together, it's more of that centered moon energy. Whereas when our palms reach out and up, that's more sun honoring. So today, palms are together at the heart. And let's inhale, reach them up towards the sky. On an exhale, hinging at the hips, sticking your tailbone out behind you, the elbows bend and the palms come down. Eventually, let your hands rest on the chair and bow your head to the chair. Inhale, gazing forward, coming into a flat back. Beautiful. Exhale, walk your feet back into downward facing dog. You are reaching your sitting bones behind you, lengthening your spine, and your heart melts down towards the earth. Let your head relax. You should feel an opening in the backs of the legs. Good, everyone. And begin to walk it out, bending one knee and then the other. So you're kind of leaning into one hip and then the other. Good, and then come into stillness with it. Spread your fingers on the chair and just gaze forward. Inhale, looking forward, but you're still in downward dog. Notice how your whole spine is activated here. And on your next inhale, begin to glide forward so that your heart comes over your hands. Your legs get nice and straight with your whole body, and you might feel kind of like a board. Press back through the heels of the feet, lengthen through the crown of the head, pressing down through the hands. On an exhale, reach the tailbone back for downward dog. And again, on an inhale, just gaze forward. Exhale here. Inhale, gliding forward into plank. Exhale here. Inhale, start to look up, letting your pelvis sink towards the chair and your heart lifts. Upward dog. On an exhale, release into downward dog. Leaning onto your left foot, begin to reach your right foot behind you, and it might just touch the floor behind you, or some of you might like to reach it up. You're in a three-legged dog. Let's begin to bend this right knee and draw it up towards your nose. Good, on an exhale, step this right foot up to the chair. So your toes should be underneath the seat of your chair. You can't see your toes, but you can see your ankle. That's how close I want you to be to the chair. And then your back heel inches towards the center of your mat so that you can let it down. Press into the outer edge of that back foot. Press deeply into both feet. Begin to tuck your tailbone and lift the heart. Inhale, reach it up. Good. Exhale, let your shoulders relax. Let your hips and your knees sink. And your front knee might gently become aware of that seat of the chair. Let's bring the palms together. Elbows are slightly bending. Pick one spot to gaze. On an exhale, begin to reach both sitting bones back behind you as the elbows bend down and you sweep the hands back like airplane wings. Press into that back foot. Inhale, palms come together, reach it up so high that maybe the tiniest back bend starts to happen. And exhale, bring the hands down through the center line of the body to the chair. Good, and straighten your front knee or bring it towards straight. It's okay if the knee stays bent, but you're coming towards straight and gently bowing over this front leg. Send your breath into it. Prana circulating. On your next inhale, lengthen into a flat back. Exhale, bend both knees a smidge. And we're going to inch the feet a little bit closer to the chair. So step your back foot just an inch or two closer. And then step your front foot closer so that your knee is straight and it's not touching the chair, but your foot is more underneath the chair. And your right hand comes down to the center of the seat. Bring your left hand to your left hip and start to open your heart to the side. Yeah, this is called triangle pose. Such a nice pose. You're gonna feel it in this inner thigh of the front leg. Good, you're welcome to stay here. Or take your hand that's on your hip and bring the back of your hand to your lower back and start to glide this hand towards your right leg. And you might even be able to touch the right leg. This is called a bind. One more breath. Bring your hand to the hip and slowly begin to rotate your heart towards the chair. Bring your left hand down and let's walk into downward dog, releasing. Again, one leg or hip might feel different than the other. Spread your fingers on the seat of the chair, unless they're holding the edges of the chair, which is fine too. Leaning onto your right foot, let's start to reach the left foot back. It might just be a little bit behind you, or it might reach up. When you're ready, begin to draw this left knee towards the nose. On an exhale, let this left foot come down to the mat. Your toes are under the chair as far as your vision can see, but you can still see your ankle. Lower the heel of your back foot. Press into both feet, pressing into the outer edge of your back foot. As you inhale, begin to tuck the tailbone, lift the heart, reach the arms up. Exhale, sinking in, shoulders relax, hips and knees relax, palms gently touch. Invite a sense of centeredness, sense of aliveness. On an exhale, begin to reach those sitting bones back as the hands come down and sweep back like airplane wings. On an inhale, palms come together, reach it up, up, up. You reach up so high that maybe a tiny back bend happens. On an exhale, bring the hands down to the chair. Straightening your front knee. Stay here or gently fold, elbows bend out to the sides. Send breath, gratitude into this left leg. On an inhale, rising up into a flat back. Good, an inch. Let's bend the knees slightly and then inch your feet forward a little bit. So your back foot comes forward a teensy bit and your front foot inches underneath the chair. Front knee is straight. Bring that left hand to the center of your chair and bring your right hand to your right hip, starting to open your heart to the side. Good, now you'll be able to see a little bit better what's happening with the hand that's on my hip here. So either keeping it on the hip or bring the back of your hand to your low back and start to glide it towards that left leg. And this might be enough. This might be enough. Or you might even be able to take these right fingers and try to wrap them around the front or top of the thigh. Breathing here. Yeah. Now, in this pose, press into your feet a tiny bit more. Can your spine lengthen from tailbone to crown? Just a teensy bit more. That's so beautiful. Take 2 more breaths here. When you're ready, bring your hand to the hip again. Nice and slow, begin to rotate your heart towards the chair. Bring both hands to the chair and step back into downward dog. Walking it out. You're welcome to just hang out in downward dog, completely relaxing. Or you can follow me through a vinyasa. Inhale to gaze forward. Exhale here. Shoulders are gliding down away from the ears. Inhale into high plank. Exhale here. You're reaching back through those heels. Inhale, begin to let your pelvis sink towards the front of the chair. Shoulders glide back as you gaze up. And if you love this, hang out here for a couple breaths. You might even like to let one foot come down so that you're on the top of the foot. And then switch. And whenever you're ready, just come back into downward dog. Nice and slow, nice and mindful. For your last breath in downward dog, see if you can relax a little bit more. Can the head really hang? And then we'll conclude this whole sequence by walking up to the chair, folding. Knees are soft. Press into your feet. As you inhale, begin to lift the head, bring the palms together and reach them up, coming all the way up to standing. On an exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. Remember the intentions that you sent out into the universe. And release the hands. And we'll come back to seated. Taking one last little piece here, a wide-legged fold. Let your feet be wide, hands are on the thighs near the knees. And just begin to wiggle side to side. And then start to dip down at the center. And as you come to one side, look to the side and lift the heart. And then you dip down through center and over to the other side. You can use your breath, exhaling to the center, inhaling as you rise up. Good. Since we're here, if you'd like to, just for a couple, you can always take the back arm and reach it to the side as well. Just creates more of a twist. Last one. And then pause at center. Now, in this pose, see if you can see my feet. In this pose, as you lean forward, you might have to shift your feet forward just to keep good balance here because there's so much weight coming forward. And you might even like inch your sitting bones back just a smidge. Yeah, and then depending on how much you'd like to come into this, you can just breathe right here, or you can actually press your hands into each knee so that they're opening a little bit wider. Again, you're staying within your comfort zone. And then as you fold, you start to let the head hang. Maybe pick one spot on the floor to look at. And then if it's comfortable, let the hands come down. Circulate your breath. Breathe into the restrictions. So wherever you're feeling tightness or like, oh, I can't breathe into that place, can you breathe a little bit more into that place? If your hands are on the ground, you can bring them back to the legs and nice and slow, rise up halfway and then rise the rest of the way up. As you sit tall, just relax and notice sensations. Release your breath. Notice all of the skin on the body. Notice any tingling or places that feel cool, warm. Glide your awareness to the back of the skull, as if you have eyes in the back of the skull and you're watching yourself exist, watching yourself sitting here. Even watching any thoughts that might pass through. And as you're ready, you can relax in Shavasana, final resting pose. That might mean that you rest sitting in the chair, or you might like to lay down on the back. The main importance of this pose is that you're able to relax. So, making any adjustments or putting pillows or blankets anywhere under or around the body so that relaxation can take over. Our yoga practice correlates so deeply with life. We set an intention, we put in the effort, and then we let go. And so this is your moment of letting go. Can you let go of the outcome? Can you surrender the effort? And be open to the gifts that come. They might not be what you expected. You are welcome to stay in Shavasana as we seal this practice. And you're also welcome to sit up. We'll seal this practice with the sound of Om. You can let the hands rest on the body or bring them to the heart. Just listening and taking this in, or joining in with me. Let's inhale for this sound of unity, Om. Honoring this being, this body, mind, soul, the part of you that is finite, the part of you that is infinite. Namaste means the light in me bows to the light in you. We say together, Namaste. Namaste.